Welcome to the PastGlimpse Photos channel.
Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Forget the movies. While she might look like Annie Oakley, this stylish yet impractical outfit hints at the early Western stage shows. Posing ready to fire, this is a staged studio portrait, not the harsh reality of the unforgiving frontier. This image captures Quanah Parker, the last Comanche chief, seated with 3 of his 8 wives inside his home. It reveals the complex adaptation of a traditional leader to sedentary life and American culture on the reservation. Shoshone Chief Washakie, photographed in 1885, points into the distance while standing near his teepee. His clothing, a mix of traditional and American styles, symbolizes the challenging transition period in tribal life. An authentic photo of cowboys drinking inside an old Tascosa, Texas saloon in 1907. Note their working chaps and attire. These are real working ranch hands unwinding, not the idealized heroes from Hollywood westerns. This is not a magnificent ranch, but the harsh reality. This is a settler family, or sodbusters, standing before their dugout home made of sod. It symbolizes the sheer resilience required to tame the Great Plains. This image is of Belle Starr, the bandit queen of Oklahoma. She skillfully cultivated her image, and this portrait on horseback with a weapon became part of the enduring myth, inspiring much of the frontier literature. Jackson's Bar, a typical Gold Rush hangout. On the right, men in top hats, likely investors or businessmen. On the left, an armed guard with a rifle, emphasizing just how dangerous this frontier business truly was. The sheer grind of the gold rush. This lone prospector in Oroville, California, is hard at work, using a rocker box to sift ore. His worn look reflects the backbreaking yet hopeful reality of the daily toil. A miner's boarding house in Palmetto, 1860s. Men with grim faces and various hats pose outside their communal lodging. This shows that gold mining was often a collective effort, not just a lone endeavor. Gracie Robinson is an emblem of frontier women's resilience. Her fur attire and rifle speak to the necessity of survival. She embodies the determination of pioneers who made their own law in the Wild West. The end of a long cattle drive. Cowboys gather for a meal around the chuck wagon. This image shows the tough, yet communal, daily life of the herders on the open range, far away from civilization. This is not sport hunting. This man on horseback, surrounded by harvested deer, symbolizes survival. In the Wild West, hunting was not a pastime, but a vital source of both food and fur for settlers.
Hard labor was universal. Here we see a woman helping her blacksmith husband shoe a horse. Horses were the engine of the West, and this image highlights the daily, back-breaking partnership required for survival.
The incredible scale of the Western landscape that man sought to conquer. This Yosemite photo shows a stagecoach driving through the hollow trunk of a giant sequoia, reflecting both awe and man's dominance over nature. The classic image of Western expansion. A settler family poses beside their covered wagon, which served as both their home and transport. This photo captures the mood of uncertainty and hope for a better life. A historical moment. Cheyenne tribal leaders meeting with Colonel W.H. Renfro. This image illustrates the complex transition period when traditional leaders were forced to interact with the advancing U.S. authorities on the frontier. Contrary to gunfight myths, life in the West needed services. This shoe repairman offers fixes and secondhand boots. It highlights the vital role of tradesmen in supporting the daily necessities of the rapidly growing frontier towns.
The era of the long cattle drive was ending. These cowboys celebrate or bid farewell to a long haul, utilizing the railroad that forever changed the West. The image is full of free spirit and camaraderie.
The replacement for the long drives. Here, cowboys herd longhorn cattle into specialized stock cars. This transition symbolizes the industrialization and the end of the classic romanticized Wild West. A spectacular moment of bronc riding in Walla Walla 1913. This photo conveys the sheer chaos, dust, and raw strength required by cowboys to subdue the untamed mustangs of the range. The unglamorous reality: a cowboy sits in his bunkhouse surrounded by ropes, boots, and dirty laundry. This photo offers a rare, intimate glimpse into the modest and solitary life of the working man on the frontier. Women of the Wild West, but in a staged studio version. Wearing wide-brimmed hats, bandoliers, and heavy fur chaps, they embodied the heroines of the Western shows, blending fashion with the illusion of a dangerous life. An unexpected side of the frontier. Two donkeys, or mules, making themselves at home inside a saloon. This image, though possibly staged, conveys the eccentric, unregulated, and often absurd spirit of the Wild West.
A saloon in Trinidad, Colorado, 1880. Two women and a child pose behind the bar counter with the men. This unusual but genuine scene reveals that families often lived and worked within these frontier establishments.
Khyber's Pass in the Sierra Nevada mountains in 1866. This shows the stagecoach logistics and an inn amidst the rugged terrain. It was a vital yet dangerous route for the California Gold Rush.
This vintage photograph transports us to the turn of the century, showcasing the daily life of pioneer settlements. Four women, dressed in the long gowns and hats typical of the late 19th century, are busy harvesting pumpkins. A classic farm barn is visible in the background, underscoring the crucial agricultural way of life on the American frontier.
This 1909 postcard, taken in Dalhart, Texas, captures the moment of breaking camp. Cowboys in classic work overalls and hats are packing up their gear after an overnight stop. In the background, we see a chuck wagon, the essential mobile kitchen used during long cattle drives. This image perfectly conveys the rugged daily life of Wild West ranch hands.
This powerful photograph was taken in 1926 to mark the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Little Bighorn. On the left is a Lakota man in traditional war regalia. On the right is a U.S. Army veteran in a suit. They stand beside a memorial cross, symbolizing reconciliation and the shared memory of a pivotal conflict that defined the history of the Wild West.
This unique image shows a mobile picture gallery, a field studio used by Wild West photographers. Set up in a tent, complete with a stovepipe, photographers traveled through settlements, offering residents their first portraits. This traveling gallery was a critical link that allowed the life on the American frontier to be permanently documented. This scene likely captures the frantic activity around a military pontoon bridge during or immediately after the Civil War. The bridge connects shores bustling with early settlement buildings and crowds of people. Note the soldier in the foreground and the boats ferrying people, a clear symbol of development and the active push westward across the frontier.
Here is the authentic image of a Wild West lawman, Arizona mounted policeman W.K. Farnsworth, photographed in 1895. He stands next to his horse, wearing work clothes, holding a Winchester rifle and sporting a clearly visible sheriff's badge. Note his unique double cartridge belt with rifle ammunition,
a genuine detail of his rugged work on the frontier. This studio photograph from the early 1880s features the famous Buffalo Bill Cody, standing center, and 4 performers from his Wild West show. The image captures the key figures who popularized the frontier myth, cowboys and Native Americans in their distinct traditional attire. This is an important artifact in the history of American popular culture. This moving portrait is from the famous photographer Edward Curtis, who documented Native American life. It shows an infant tightly swaddled in an elaborately decorated traditional cradle board. The artistic embroidery on the back highlights the cultural significance of this object in the lives of the indigenous people on the frontier. This impressive photograph from the mid-1860s documents the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad. It shows the track traversing a massive wooden viaduct, or trestle. Below, one can see wagons, carts, and likely Chinese laborers in their distinctive hats, who played a key role in laying the path through the challenging mountainous terrain. This staged photo from 1897 captures the spirit of Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show. Cody himself stands center in a theatrical jacket and tall boots, posing in front of a famous stagecoach. Inside and on top of the coach are actors in period dress, recreating the romantic image of dangerous travel across the American frontier. This rare photograph, dated circa 1870, shows the interior of a general store, the heart of any frontier settlement. Shelves are neatly lined with goods in metal cans, and a cast iron stove stands centrally for heating. This single spot was where settlers could purchase everything from tools and hardware to all essential provisions. This photograph shows an Oregon lumber crew at the turn of the century. A group of rugged men poses next to enormous logs, showcasing the scale of their work. In the background, a primitive camp and smoke from the steam equipment are visible. This is a testament to the exploitation of timber resources and a crucial stage in the development of the Wild West. This amazing 1908 photograph shows the Brewer House, one of the first homes in the mining town of Tonopah, Nevada. Due to lumber scarcity, the structure was partially dug into the hillside and reinforced with beer barrels. This is a vivid example of settler ingenuity and the harsh living conditions during the gold and silver rush era. This atmospheric photograph shows a street in the mining town of Dawson around the midnight hour, likely during the Klondike Gold Rush. Wooden boardwalks line rows of simple timber frame buildings. 2 female figures are visible, highlighting how women followed men in the pursuit of wealth to the most remote corners of the frontier. This early 20th century photograph captures a blend of 2 worlds, traditional America and new realities. The shot is taken against the backdrop of a building bearing the Oakland Tribune sign. 4 Native American men in full headdresses pose alongside an older gentleman in a formal suit, seated in a horse-drawn carriage, likely representing a parade or public event.